everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Kathleen, and in today's video we're going to be doing a soft glam, I would say holiday type look. I'm going to be doing two different lip colors at the end. So if that interests you, stay tuned. So anyway, let's get right into it. So in today's video I'm going to be doing the Soft Glam 2 by Anastasia. Which this is my favorite palette by her, all-time favorite palette. I love her palettes. They're highly pigmented. They're beautiful. You want to see the shape of the, so they came out with this palette, I forget how many years ago, and I fell in love with it. And then they discontinued it. Then they came back with this Soft Glam 2, this mini, and I was like, oh, I gotta go get that because this is my original one. Oh my God, look at it. It's so beat up, it's not even funny. It's so, it's so bad. I look at it and I cry. But anyway, you can see it had a lot of love and I used it a lot. And so you can see why when they came out with this one, like I ran to, ooh, that's very satisfying. I ran to, I think Ulta and got it right away. So anyway, so that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be doing like a holiday soft glam makeup look on mature skin. All right, so let's get started. So what do I have? I just have my moisturizers on my skin. I just shot a video on skin flooding. So if that interests you, I'll leave it somewhere in here so that you, or over here, I don't know wherever I'll put it, so that you can kind of, if you're interested, you can take a look at that, but it's just how you moisturize your skin and just a different way to moisturize your skin. So if that interests you, you can take a look at that. Anyway, so let's get into it. I'm going to put my hair back for you so that you can see. I'm going to start here. I'm going to be using these clips, right? They have, they're soft like Velcro clips, but what they do is they give some lift at the root area. So they serve two purposes. They give me lift at the root area and they get the hair out of my face so that I can do makeup. So I'm not getting hair in my makeup application and I can get up in there. So let's see, I need another one. Go in here, put that here. I got them on Amazon, very inexpensive, but if you have a problem with doing your hair and then it gets flat at the root area, which is a common problem, I usually recommend people use a root lifter on their hair. This kind of helps lift it up and get it away while you're doing some work on your face or whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna start with my eyebrows first. And I'm gonna be using this browsing palette. I either use this or I use the Benefit pencils, but for today I'm going to use this one so you can see what that looks like. And I'm going to go in, so I'll go in and I'll start off using this taupey color and then I'll work my way down to the next color, right, and use that to kind of define the arch here in my brow, so it gives it a little bit more definition. But I don't want to use the darker color in here because that'll just make it look too hard. Okay, so, and you can use the pencils that comes with this. I use an angle brush by, where is she? I use this small angle brush by MAC. It's the 208 brush. Can you see that? It's got a nice angle on it. And it's pretty stiff. Like I don't want a brush that's gonna be too flimsy. And I'll go in and I will take a spoolie and then brushed out whatever hair I have. I hardly have any hair. You can see I have very challenging brows. And I'll go in and I'll start with the darker color and I'll start using that across here. Now I'm going to be looking down so I can see what I'm doing and I don't want to make a mistake. And I'll start defining that and I'll make it as soft as possible. Again, I'm using that second color from the top down, this one here. Using that one there, okay? When it comes to the front part, I'll use that lighter color above it. And then once I have that arch in place there, I'll brush it down and fill in that whole area. I like looking, so I have a magnifying mirror too that I use when I'm putting on my makeup. But if I go in there and see like up close, for some reason I lose the shape of my arch somehow, and it looks too, I don't know, I don't like the shape of it. And you know, eyebrows are so funny, like it's like your signature, you know what I mean? There's something off on it, and and believe me, I've been doing this a long time. I do bridal hair and makeup, and sometimes brides are like, oh no, there's just a little, you have to just go one more hair stroke there, and that's it. Don't do any more. And if you don't know that about somebody's brows, like, it's so personal, really, that's what it is. It's more personal than anything. Yeah, so anyway, and that's how I am. Like, I can just look at it. Like, if somebody else were to do it, it'd probably be a beautiful job, but if it wasn't what I think needs to be done, like, it would be so personal to me that I would have to change it. It's kind of like when people do their bangs, or blow out their bangs, like, they know how they want their bangs. You know, I tell my artists, or whatever, like, when a bride comes in and she's looking to have her hair and makeup trial done, like, when it comes to the front, I'm like, listen, you need to work with me. You need to tell me what you like and what you don't like. You're not gonna offend me if I do it the way I think I like it. But if it's not the way that you're wearing this front piece, and that really is all it's about, it's that front piece looking the way that you want it to look. It's like, so it could be just one hair coming over that way, and that's it, don't touch it, you know? So anyway, kind of got off track there. So I'll go in and fill in, and I do get my brows microbladed. I'm due to have it done. I am looking to schedule an appointment. I'll probably do it this holiday sometime. I don't like, because you have to, not that you have to be down, but your brows look very dark and heavy when you first have your brows microbladed. So, okay, so you can see I kind of do feathery type strokes in here. Like, I just kind of flick it up. And for reference, I bring it right over to here on the corner, and then here, that should be the top of my arch, should be right there. And then the end, I try not to bring it down too much, I try to bring it out that way, so. Yeah, okay, so, and now this brow here is a little less challenging. We have two brows, right? We all like one and better than we like the other one, and that's pretty much how this is for me. So I'll go in, I'll do the same exact thing. I'll take that darker color and I will define that arch area. And you can kind of see where my microblading is fading underneath here. I'll start here underneath here. You see where I'm starting? I don't think you guys can see that well. I'm trying to do this at the same time and see what I'm doing. And I don't know, my eyesight's not the best. Okay. I take that and go, I can't do it. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna screw it up. Okay. So I just make that straight line going across like that, right up to where this arch should be, right about there. Okay, and then I'll do the same thing with the front part of my brow here. I don't know if my hand's blocking this or not. Flick it up. Make like hair-like type strokes. So that, we'll go in then afterwards. And if I get too messy or sloppy, I can go up and clean that up underneath there with some concealer. Okay. So again, I'll take this spoolie, because there's no spoolie on the end of this brush, and I will soften that up a bit on the corners here. Kind of brush out that harsh line where I just kind of went straight across with it and brush up. So I do have a little bit more hair. I'll take some wax on the end of that spoolie and I can brush these hairs up a little bit here. Don't really have any hair here, but okay. And that's pretty much it for the brows. All right, and like I said, I'll go back in and clean it up underneath. And now I'll go in and I will put my eye base on. And today I'm going to be using, Oh, I have it out. This P. Louise eye base. And I will use my ring finger and I will go in, or I can use a brush. It doesn't make a difference, but for the sake of today's video, I'm going to use this ring finger and tap that across. You can see it has like a pink flesh-like look to it. I like this. I also like Paint Pot by MAC is one of my all-time favorites. I keep that in my kit all the time. Para, right here, this first color. I'll dab my brush in there, both sides, knock off the excess, and I will go in all over the entire lid and put that light color in there. And that will kind of set that P. Louise setting color. I'm going to be going in there. I'm going to be using this brush by Sonia G. It is number, oh no, it's the Sanya Yano series, and it is the number 06 brush, and it's the largest brush, and you can see it's the Yano brush. You can see how it's like shaped like a paintbrush. Okay, and I'm going to go and I'm going to take, what color am I going to take? I'm going to use this color here, this incense color right here. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to roll my brush in it, and I'm going to tap off any excess, and then I'm going to go in and I'm going to do sweeping motions back and forth on that lid and kind of go back and forth. Bring it over here a little bit, sweep it back and forth, back and forth. Obviously, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. These brushes feel so nice too. They're so soft. It's some type of hair. I don't know what kind of hair it is, but it's real hair. I should look it up. Here, let me look it up. I'll look it up. All right, so I did that. I'm gonna go again, go back and forth and do a sweeping motions. I'm trying not to get too distracted here. My mind goes all over the place. Okay. All right, so you can see how that just kind of opens up the eye there, right? The whole eyelid. It's not too dark. If you do get dark, just go take your bigger brush again and go in and just kind of soften it up. You can still soften it up if you want. Go back and forth. You don't have to put any more product on there. Okay, and now I'm going to go in and I'm going to use this color here. And I'm going to, and that's called Dreamer. And I'm going to go in. I'm going to use my MAC Fix Plus. I'm going to take the end of that brush and I'm going to spray that. Okay, you can do two of one things. I've seen people like spray your brush and do it, or take your ring finger, go in there. How about if I do one lid with this and one lid with my ring finger, and you can tell me if you see a difference. You can comment below, let me know if you see a difference and how the application makes. Okay, so I'm gonna go here. People say that it comes out brighter if they use a ring finger. Okay, so that's on there. I try not to bring that up too high. You can see how much texture I have on my lid. Anything with shimmer and texture will just kind of enhance that texture, so you don't really want to do that. I want to talk about aging your eyes. Put a lot of shimmer on your eyes. Okay, so here I'm going to do this side with the ring finger. I'm going to go in there and just dab that in there. I like using the brush because you have a little bit more control. Okay, so this side's with the ring finger, this side is with the brush, with this Repper brush that is number 02 that I put in there. Can you see a difference in how pigmented it is on one eye or the other? I can't. I mean, I have no problem using my fingers on, you know, doing stuff. I actually like it. It kind of warms up the product. All right, next I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna take that mulberry color down here, which is this color. And I am gonna go in again with another angle brush. This one here by MAC. It is the 206 brush. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spray that with some Fix Plus. I'm gonna go in and I'm going to dab that in here, like, and I'm gonna use that as my eyeliner. I don't want to go in there with anything too dark because it will just age me. And I'm going to go right across that lash line there. Okay, so I'm going to go, you can kind of do like a flicking motion too, bring it up, flick the brush this way, kind of bring it lifting up like this in those corners. See how it just kind of defines that eye a little bit more? Okay, now I'm going to do the other side with that darker color again, that mulberry color, and go in and take the tip of my brush and tip it in there. Smack off any excess and go in there and just darken up the V right here in the corner. I'm going to put quite a bit though. Pack that in just in that corner there. And just bring gentle flicking motions on the corner. Do the same thing on the other side. That's just going to kind of deepen it up a little bit there, give it a little bit more depth to that look. You don't want to bring it too far, I don't want to bring it too far up because it'll just make the eye look too hard. You want to stay right in that crease of the eye where the eye socket is. You don't want to really go above that. Okay, then I'll go back and I will take that same brush and I'll kind of do underneath here, right underneath the eye. A lot of times as we age, we lose a lot of our lashes underneath there. And this will just kind of make it more defined. Again, that's what we're looking to do, is just kind of make everything look more defined. Okay, all right, now I will go pencil brush. Where is she? I'll take a small pencil brush. I'll go ahead and soften that up. And if I bring it, pull it over a little bit, that's fine. I just don't like to bring a hard line all the way over to that corner. And I'll do the same thing here. And I can also go over the top and go over the top here, right across that lash line. I'll just keep pulling it across. Then I'll take the bigger brush and I'll go in and I will soften that whole thing up. You see how I brought the shimmer is up a little too high for my liking? I don't want it up that high, so I'll kind of blend it out and soften that up in there with that second color that I used. So it looks a little bit more polished looking. Now I'll do the same thing on this side and kind of soften that up. And that's it, like really there, like that's to me is enough eyeshadow on my eyes. So, I mean, you could go with a heavier wing black liner, which I'm not a big fan of wing liner myself. And you know, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna put a lash on and that'll kind of make it pop a little bit more, but that's really what I consider soft glam. All right, so next I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna clean up that under eye. So I'm gonna clean up the under eye. I like to use Bioderma. I use a pump of that. This is like a micellar water makeup remover. I'll put a few pumps on there. I'll take my cotton pad and I'll go in and I will clean up any excess. And this is why I do my eye makeup first, because that's what comes off on underneath and it'll sit all in here, and then you'll go and put on your foundation and it'll just kind of put a shadow there and make it darker, and we don't want it to be too much darker. All right, I'm gonna go in again and sweep up and pull off any excess going upwards. Okay. Again, you can see that's would be all underneath it. We didn't. If I had on, like, you can put the foundation on and do it, and then put You know, you can put setting powder underneath there, but I'm older, and I don't want a setting powder. I don't want too much powder sitting on my face. All right, enough of that. Let's get into what I'm gonna do on my face. What am I gonna do? So because I just did skin flooding, I'm not gonna go with too much more hydration. I think I'm gonna use this Charlotte Tilbury. This will kind of give me a little bit of glow, but not like crazy glow. You know what I mean? Like I don't want it all over. So I'll go in and I'll put it a little bit here, down my nose, across my forehead, a little bit there and there. Maybe a little bit there. And I will go in and I will take, actually I don't need to use that brush. I'll go in and use, what brush do I want to use? Just use this makeup brush. Kind of blend that in. And I think I'm going to use this Chanel Revitaliscent. The Chanel. I'm going to go in. I'm going to take 1 1/4 pumps, and I'm going to go in. I'm going to dab that like that all over my face. Okay, and then I'm going to take this blending brush. That's not a blending brush. This is a Sonia G. What is this? It's a base brush. It's a foundation brush. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to buff that in all over. I use this particular shade in the winter when things start to cool up a little bit. I'm going to go around and just kind of buff that in all over. And the hair, and then go up on my forehead. Bring it down my nose. I have no problem bringing up my foundation underneath my eye. Tap, tap, tap. I don't know, that has a nice finish, I think. It's a little lighter than let me take that off there. Like if I was just there and lighten that up there a little bit. Okay. I don't like, if I crinkle up my eyes, you can see where I have wrinkles out here. Like I'm not looking to put a lot of concealer there. Like I'll pull this over, but for the most part, I like concealer to kind of lighten up this area in here. You know, we have these dark spots right there. And go in there and you can see the difference between that side and that side. And just kind of lighten that up there. And then I'll go down in here. Sometimes I just have to position my head so I can see it in the right place. And go in there and just like tap that in there gently. And bring it over a little bit, but I don't add any more on. And the most I'm going to do is bring whatever's left on that brush and kind of pull it upwards, right? We want to go up, up, up towards the temple. And I'll bring this in here where the label folds are. Like we want to lighten that up a little bit. Okay. So you can see the difference in the eye with that little bit of concealer. Like this side is brighter, right? My eye looks a little bit more open, I guess, a little bit white, a little bit brighter on this side. So yeah, and we'll leave that there. Okay, so you can see the difference, right? So now I'll do the same thing on the other side. I'll go in there. And you can just kind of like position your head, and when you're looking in there, you can see where a dark spot might be. Take your concealer and just put a dab there. And then bring it down where you need it. And again, like bring your eye up to see where you have the most creasing. And just try not to put concealer in there. Again, go in there. Tap lightly with your concealer brush. And bring that down. In there. And you can see how that just kind of brightened it up. Right. And that is about all I'll do with concealer. Unless I decide to go in there and spot treat, but I'll use my foundation for my hyperpigmentation that I have here. I'll just kind of go in and dab, 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 dab. Because you don't want to do anything too light on something you're trying to cover up. Just make it stand out more. If anything, you go a little bit darker. All right, that's that. And then I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna take these Guerlain meteorites. Somebody just commented the other day in my comments about her Guerlain meteorite, and I was like, oh, I forget that I have those, and I like them, and I haven't used them in a while. And I will take this buffer brush, this smooth buffer brush by Sonia G. Okay, I'll take that. You can see it's got like a flat head. And I will go in, and that's what the meteorites look like, right? They smell great. Guerlain is a perfume company, for anybody who's familiar with them knows, like they're. And I'll go in and I'll tap around in there and swirl my brush around. And then I'll go and I'll take this and I will buff this into the skin. Again, I'm not looking for a heavier powder type look. I'm just looking for a little healthy glow. And spin, like just spin it. The brush around lightly on the skin. Right? Take the other side and spin it around lightly. I'm not looking to wipe off all that foundation either. I kind of spin lightly. Go up here and go up on my forehead and do the same thing. Now, if you have oily skin, you might want to use something with, you know, a heavier setting powder. Laura Mercier makes a really good heavy setting powder for oily skin. I don't know. If I use that on my skin, I look like 100. So, not looking to do that. Okay, so now I have my setting powder on. I have that. I'm going to go in and I'm going to use this NARS blush. This is called Orgasm. It's a cult favorite. Like, everybody loves this blush. I'm going to go in. I'm going to, you can see it's a pink. Now, my rule of thumb with blushes is I kind of, if you have a lot of pinkish, like surface tones on your skin, stick with the pink blush. You don't want to go, you know, away from, like, if I were to use like a warmer type blush, like it just wouldn't look right with my skin. It would just, it looks better with, and when I use a cooler tone. I'm neutral, but I have like pink undertones. So I would use that. And I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna just spin that around. And just kind of. Now I do use bronzers. I use bronze, especially in the warmer months. And I kind of bronzer with bronzers. I don't really contour, like I'm too old for contouring, I think. But I do bronzer, which kind of just gives it a bronzier type, healthier look. And it's funny because I just had somebody comment to me about how I shouldn't even use bronzer on my face because it's gonna make me look sunken and hollow, and I'm gonna look, and I already have cheekbones and I don't know, like all this other stuff. So anyway, I thought it was funny that, yeah, she's right. Like if I were to bring it down too low, then it would just kind of add, and I don't go crazy up here with blush. I just kind of go down there. Now I went a little heavy here, so I'm gonna just take this brush, has nothing on it, and just kind of buff that out a little bit more. Okay, and that is with just blush on. All right, let me spray this. I'm gonna use this spray here, the Alba. You can see there's like an oil in there. You shake it up. I'm gonna use this as my setting spray. And that's gonna kind of lock it in, and I'm just gonna tap that into my concealer at the end there. Take this brush and go in there and clean that up. Again, you'll be able to see how it does. Clean that up, go up underneath there. Put any more in the top and just kind of clean that up a little bit, just so it looks a little bit cleaner. Yeah, see how that just kind of cleaned that up? Maybe you can't see it, but I can see it. All right, so now I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Just take a tiny bit. You don't need too much, don't overdo it. You'll end up making a bigger mess. Line there like that, like I have just a pretty harsh looking line. I can just go in there and I can gently dab with this brush. Just to kind of soften that up, right? And then I can go over the top here whatever excess is on that brush and just kind of make it look a little cleaner looking. Then I can just take another and go in there and brush up. Okay. Okay, so I am missing lashes and I am missing lips. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a lash on, then I'm gonna come back and I am going to, I'm gonna do 2 different lips. I'm gonna do like, just like a balmy type look, and then I'm gonna do a red lip, something a little bit brighter. All right, so I'll be right back. For reference, I used these 3D, what are they called? The Lily Lash 3D Undercover Lash Extension Kit. And they come with 2 different sizes. I use the smaller size. It comes with 5 pieces, see they're cut up in pieces, which makes it easier to apply. They go under the lash, they don't go above the lash, right? It comes with this bond adhesive that you put on your lash first, and then you put it on the extension, the little hair piece, next. You let it dry for like 30 seconds or so. And then you go in there and you just kind of push it up underneath your lash line, underneath here, and they stay there. I love the bond on this because it just grabs very quickly. It's not messy. It just kind of just really grips very nicely onto the lash. And I only use, this time I only use 2, like on the corner. I start from the outside and work my way in, and then I look and I see, you know, that's how I gauge whether or not I think I need another piece in. And last time I did 3, this time I only did 2, and I kind of like it. I don't like it looking too heavy looking. I don't want the people to say, oh wow, she's got full head of, you know, lashes on there. I like it to look more minimal, I guess, but yet enhance the lashes, because I do think that the lash really does make the eye pop so much more than, you know, I think sometimes people think they have to put more makeup on, but no, put a lash on and see if that does the trick. So anyway, I have a whole video on this. If you're interested, you can check that out. I'll leave it, I don't know, somewhere. I'm new to this, so I'm just trying to figure it all out. So anyway, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna do a lip. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to do, what color should I do first? I'm gonna do a more neutral type look. Hold on. Down below, that'll be the first lip, and the second lip will be a red lip that I'll do. And this is be kind of like for a holiday type look. All right, so let me get in there. Let me get my lips here. It's like a mauve color. Go in, I'm gonna use this color on right now, and then I'll take that off and then I'll do a red lip, and you can see what that looks like. Just like lifts the hair up and away from your head, keeps the hair pulled back. This will come down, come down throughout the day. Alrighty, okay. All right, so that's the one lip. Okay, and then I'm gonna take this off and I'll show you what a red lip looks like. If you have like a daytime event, this would be a good lip color. If you have a party, a Christmas party, or a nighttime event, I would go with the red lip. And I'm gonna be using this is called Ruby Woo, and it's by MAC. And MAC lip pencil, I like the color of them, but when I do my lip, I kind of like feather that on there. I don't want it to look. And I go right on that line. And with red lip, you need to be careful throughout the night or day, and make sure it's not on your teeth. Make sure it's not falling down into the lip lines. Like I have a lot of lip lines. They do have lip pencils that have wax on it, and that kind of, you can put that over your lines so it kind of fills in any lines, and that you're not gonna have red lip shooting throughout your face. So that's it. That is my red lip. That is my neutral type lip with the Pat McGrath. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what lip you like better. Or if you didn't like either one of them, that's fine too. And if this video helped you, please consider subscribing, giving this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.